NASA has received transmissions from interstellar object 3 Atlas, confirming what we all feared. 3 Atlas is now blazing so brightly it's impossible to ignore. NASA has just confirmed that it has become 400 times brighter in just 1 week. Objects like this don't just light up without reason. Something out there triggered this surge. And whatever it wasn't small. Did 3I Atlas collide with something in the dark? Did it unleash an energy we've never seen before? All we know is this. The sudden glow means something terrible has already happened and it may not be over. Rewriting the rules of space. The velocity of 3I Atlas is absolutely staggering by solar system standards. At 60 km/s and still accelerating towards 68 km/s as it approaches the Sun, this object is moving faster than almost anything scientists have studied before. To put that in perspective, most comets from our own cosmic backyard take their sweet time getting warmed up as they approach the Sun, giving researchers months or years to study how they change. But 3 Atlas is doing everything in fast-forward mode. The whole process of sublimation, where frozen materials turn directly into gas because of solar heating, is happening at incredible speed. New elements and molecules are getting blasted off the surface and joining the growing cloud of material around it much faster than normal. It's like watching a time-lapse video of comet evolution, except it's happening in real time. This incredible speed creates a unique problem for astronomers trying to keep up with what's happening. By the time they finish analyzing one batch of photos and measurements, 3 Atlas has already moved significantly closer to the Sun and started doing new things. It's like trying to study a race car while it's speeding around a track, except the track is the inner solar system, and the car keeps changing colors and growing new parts. The rapid pace also means that all the chemical and physical changes happening to 3I Atlas are compressed into a much shorter timeline than what scientists are used to seeing. Normal comets gradually warm up over months, slowly releasing different materials as various temperature thresholds are reached. But 3I Atlas is hitting all these milestones in rapid succession, creating a spectacular show that's both beautiful and scientifically valuable. What's really mind-bending to think about is where this speed came from. An object moving this fast could have started its journey anywhere from hundreds to thousands of light years away. It might have been traveling through space for literally billions of years before finally encountering our solar system, making it older than some of the planets orbiting our Sun. Why is everything glowing green? The bright green glow surrounding 3I Atlas has become one of its most distinctive and puzzling features. This vivid coloration started showing up more prominently as the object got closer to the Sun, creating a spectacular visual that's caught the attention of both professional astronomers and backyard telescope enthusiasts. What makes this green glow particularly intriguing is that it indicates very specific chemistry is happening in the cloud of gas and dust surrounding the object. Scientists know that green light in space objects usually comes from diatomic carbon molecule called C2 getting energized by solar radiation. But here's where things get weird. When 3D2 Atlas was first discovered and analyzed, the chemical signatures that typically produce green coloration weren't showing up in large amounts. This means something fundamental has changed in the object's behavior as it's gotten closer to the Sun. The green color suggests that carbon-rich materials are now being released from somewhere inside 3I Atlas, possibly from deeper layers that were previously frozen solid. As the object heats up from solar radiation, these materials are getting vaporized for the first time in potentially millions or billions of years. It's like unwrapping an ancient present that's been frozen in space, revealing its contents layer by layer. High-quality images taken by astronomers in Namibia in September 2025 show this green coloration clearly creating a striking visual that makes 3 Atlas look almost otherworldly against the black backdrop of space. The color is so distinct that even amateur astronomers with backyard telescopes can capture it in photographs. Though professional equipment is needed to really understand what's causing it, the timing of when this green glow appeared is crucial for understanding what's happening inside 3I Atlas. The color change coincided almost perfectly with the object crossing within 2 astronomical units of the Sun, suggesting that solar heating triggered the release of these carbon-rich materials. This chemical evolution is happening much faster than what scientists typically see in solar system comets because of the object's incredible velocity and rapid approach to the Sun. The tail that points the wrong direction. If the green glow wasn't strange enough, 3 Atlas has developed what astronomers are calling an anti-tail, and it's completely breaking the rules of how these things are supposed to work. Instead of pointing away from the Sun like every other comet tail ever observed, this one is pointing directly toward the Sun. This is so unusual that it's forcing scientists to reconsider some basic assumptions about how comet tails form and behave. Normal comet behavior is pretty straightforward. Solar radiation and the stream of particles called solar wind push gas and dust away from comets, creating tails that always point in the opposite direction from the sun. It's like a cosmic hair dryer effect where the sun's energy blows material away from the comet's nucleus. But 3 Atlas seems to be doing the exact opposite, creating a structure that extends toward the sun rather than away from it. Recent images clearly show this sunward-pointing tail captured by both professional observatories and amateur astronomers using advanced backyard setups. The tail appears as a distinct feature extending from the main body of 3 Atlas in the direction of the sun, completely contradicting everything scientists know about comet physics. It's like seeing water flow uphill or watching smoke drift downward instead of rising. Several theories are being discussed to explain this bizarre behavior. One possibility is that the anti-tail isn't actually being pushed toward the sun, but rather represents material, expanding in all directions that just appears more prominent. In the sunward direction because of lighting effects, or the way solar radiation interacts with whatever 3 Atlas is made of. Another theory suggests that the composition of material being released is so different from typical comet stuff that it responds to solar forces in completely unexpected ways, getting brighter when it shouldn't be. The brightness changes in 3 Atlas have been nothing short of dramatic, completely defying the predictions that scientists made when it was first discovered. The object has reached an apparent magnitude of 12, which represents a significant jump from its expected light curve. While this still isn't bright enough to see with the naked eye, the rate of brightening has been so rapid that it's caught everyone by surprise. What makes this brightening so unusual is how it seems to be accelerating rather than following a predictable pattern. Most objects in space brighten gradually as they approach the sun, following well-established mathematical curves that astronomers can predict months or years in advance. The 3 Atlas started deviating from these predictions around early September 2025. Right around the time it crossed within 2 astronomical units of the sun. The brightening appears to be coming from the nucleus itself rather than just from an expanding cloud of gas and dust around it, though there's still ongoing discussion about the exact mechanisms involved. This suggests that new chemical processes are occurring within the object's core, possibly releasing fresh materials that haven't been exposed to sunlight for billions of years. The rapid pace of these changes has created some interesting challenges for astronomers trying to study 3 Atlas. Different telescopes and observation techniques can give slightly different brightness measurements, leading to lively discussions about whether what they're seeing represents true brightening or just differences in equipment and method. But the overall trend is clear. The object is getting much brighter, much faster than anyone expected. Mars gets a front row seat. October 3rd, 2025, marks what could be the most important observation opportunity for 3 Atlas, as the mysterious object will zip past Mars at a distance of just 0.25 astronomical units. This close encounter represents a golden opportunity for scientists, because multiple spacecraft orbiting and exploring Mars will be able to point their instruments at 3 Atlas and gather data that would be impossible to collect from Earth. The Mars flyby is particularly valuable because it offers a much closer look at 3 Atlas without the complications of Earth's atmosphere interfering with observations. The various orbiters and probes around Mars carry sophisticated instruments that can analyze brightness, composition, and size with much greater precision than ground-based telescopes can achieve. These measurements should finally help scientists figure out how big the actual nucleus of 3 Atlas really is, something that's been difficult to determine because of the expanding gas and dust clouds surrounding it. The timing of this encounter couldn't be more critical. As 3 Atlas continues racing toward the sun, observations from Earth are becoming increasingly difficult because the object is getting closer to the solar glare in our sky. The Mars observations might represent one of the last chances to gather detailed data about this mysterious visitor before it becomes impossible to study from most Earth-based facilities. What makes this flyby even more intriguing is the possibility for detailed spectrum analysis. The instruments on Mars orbiters are specifically designed to analyze the chemical composition of celestial objects, and they'll be positioned much closer to 3 Atlas than any Earth-based telescope can get. This could potentially solve some of the biggest mysteries about the object, including the source of its green coloration and the mechanism behind its unusual anti-tail behavior. How does this compare to other space visitors? The story of interstellar visitors to our solar system is still being written, with 3I Atlas representing only the third confirmed object from outside our cosmic neighborhood. The first visitor, Oumuamua, showed up in 2017 and immediately confused everyone with its elongated cigar shape and complete lack of any gas or dust activity. Instead of behaving like a comet, it acted more like a fast-moving asteroid, though some mysterious acceleration as it left the solar system suggested it might have been releasing tiny amounts of undetectable gas. The second interstellar visitor, too, Iboris, discovered in 2019, seemed much more familiar to astronomers because it behaved like a typical comet, developing the expected coma and tail as it approached the Sun. While it had some unique chemical characteristics that set it apart from solar system comets, it generally fit within the normal framework of cometry behavior that scientists had studied for decades. Now 3I Atlas has arrived, and it's proving to be by far the most puzzling of the three interstellar objects. Unlike Mua's lack of activity or Borisov's relatively normal behavior, 3I Atlas is displaying multiple strange characteristics all at the same time. The combination of green coloration, anti-tail behavior, and exponential brightening creates a package of anomalies that scientists have never encountered before. The differences between these three objects raise fascinating questions about the diversity of materials and objects floating around in interstellar space. If the first three visitors we've detected are so completely different from each other, it suggests that the regions between stars contain an incredible variety of objects with different origins, compositions, and evolutionary histories. The Sun is about to hide our best view. As 3I Atlas continues its headlong rush toward the Sun, astronomers are facing a rapidly shrinking window for observations that's creating a real sense of urgency in the scientific community. The critical date to watch is October 21, 2025, when 3I Atlas will reach superior conjunction, meaning Earth, the Sun, and the object will align in a straight line. During this event, 3I Atlas will be positioned directly behind the Sun from Earth's perspective, making it completely impossible to observe. This alignment represents a major obstacle for ground-based astronomy, because the Sun's overwhelming brightness will completely drown out any light coming from 3I Atlas. Even the most powerful telescopes on Earth won't be able to detect the object during this period, because it will be lost in the solar glare. This creates a critical gap in observations exactly when 3I Atlas is undergoing its most dramatic changes, as it approaches its closest point to the Sun. The observation window is already getting narrower with each passing day. Currently, astronomers can only study 3I Atlas during brief periods right after sunset or before sunrise, when the Sun has dropped below the horizon. But the object is still visible in the darkening or brightening sky. As it gets closer to the Sun, this window becomes smaller and smaller until it disappears entirely. The timing couldn't be more frustrating because 3I Atlas will reach perihelion, its closest approach to the Sun, on October 29, 2025. This means the most interesting and potentially spectacular phase of its journey will occur when it's most difficult or impossible to observe from Earth. The object will be experiencing maximum heating from solar radiation, potentially releasing new materials and displaying new behaviors. But terrestrial observers will be largely blind to these crucial events. This approaching observational blackout has astronomers racing against time, knowing that current observations may be among the last high-quality data they'll be able to collect for months. By the time 3I Atlas emerges from behind the Sun and becomes observable again, it will be racing away from the solar system and may have already undergone irreversible changes that alter its fundamental characteristics. Nobody knows what this thing really is. The unusual behavior of 3I Atlas has sparked intense scientific debate about its true nature, with theories ranging from conventional explanations to more exotic possibilities that push the boundaries of current understanding. The most straightforward interpretation suggests it's an interstellar comet similar to 2I Borisov, but with unique characteristics that make it behave in unexpected ways. The green coma and active gas production certainly support the idea that it's releasing volatile materials as solar heating increases. However, the combination of anti-tail behavior and exponential brightening suggests that if 3I Atlas is a comet, it's unlike any comet scientists have studied before. The chemical processes creating the green coloration appear to be different from typical cometary activity, and the sunward-pointing tail completely defies conventional understanding of how solar radiation should affect comet material. These anomalies have led some researchers to consider whether 3I Atlas represents an entirely new category of celestial object, Another possibility gaining attention is that 3I Atlas could be a fragment from a much larger object that broke apart either during its journey through interstellar space or as it entered our solar system. The unusual chemical activity might result from internal materials being exposed to solar radiation for the first time in billions of years. If the object formed in a very different stellar environment around another star, its composition might include elements and compounds that behave unpredictably when heated by our sun. The plasma perspective offers another intriguing way to understand 3I Atlas. As the object releases gas and dust, solar radiation ionizes some of this material, creating complex plasma environments that can behave in almost lifelike way. Plasma can organize itself into sophisticated structures and respond to electromagnetic fields in patterns that seem almost intelligent. Some researchers wonder whether the unusual behavior of 3 Atlas could be related to plasma dynamics that aren't well understood. The most speculative theories suggest that 3 Atlas could represent some form of organized structure, though most scientists approach this possibility with extreme caution. The object's trajectory, which takes it close to both Mars and Jupiter along the ecliptic plane, seems remarkably convenient for a random interstellar visitor. However, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and so far, all observations can potentially be explained through natural processes, even if those processes are unusual or poorly understood. The epic journey from who knows where. The story of 3IA Atlas begins in the unimaginably distant past, potentially billions of years ago when it first started its journey through the vast emptiness between stars. This mysterious object could have originated anywhere from 500 to 5,000 light-years away, making it a traveler that has crossed distances so large they're almost impossible for humans to comprehend. During this incredible journey, 3I Atlas would have experienced conditions completely alien to anything found in our solar system. Interstellar space isn't actually empty, but contains thin clouds of gas, dust, and plasma that could have significantly affected 3I Atlas during its long voyage between star systems. These interactions with the interstellar medium might have altered the object's surface composition over millions of years, creating new chemical compounds or changing its structure in ways that only become apparent when the object encounters intense radiation near a star. The green coloration and unusual chemical activity we're seeing now could be the direct result of billions of years of slow chemical evolution in the frozen depths of space. The temperature in interstellar space hovers just a few degrees above absolute zero, meaning 3I Atlas would have been frozen solid for potentially its entire journey until entering our solar system. Materials that were liquid or gaseous when the object first formed would have been locked in ice, possibly preserving chemical compositions from the very different stellar environment where 3I Atlas originated. As it now heats up near our sun, these ancient materials are being released and observed for the first time in eons. The epic journey through interstellar space would also have exposed 3II Atlas to cosmic radiation from multiple star systems, supernovae, and other high-energy cosmic phenomena. These interactions could have gradually altered the object's composition through nuclear processes, creating unique chemical compounds that don't exist anywhere in our solar system. High-energy particles bombarding the object for millions or billions of years might have created the unusual materials that are now producing the green glow and anti-tail behavior. Perhaps most intriguingly, this long journey means that 3I Atlas serves as a direct messenger from another part of the galaxy, potentially carrying information about the stellar system where it originated. The chemical signatures being revealed as it approaches our sun could provide clues about the composition of planets, moons, and other objects around distant stars. In essence, 3I Atlas is like a cosmic time capsule, bringing us samples of materials that formed under completely different conditions than anything in our solar neighborhood, offering a unique window into the diversity of planetary systems throughout our galaxy. That's it for today. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe.